Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to another Weird Wednesday video. As we are nearing the end of the year, this is the last Wednesday before the new year, so of course we have to talk about the upcoming horror movies for 2018. Just be forewarned, this is probably gonna end up being a lengthy video because there's a lot of movies we're gonna talk about. I will show you in my little notebook that I have like for notes for my videos. I've got pretty much 2 full pages and that's not even every single movie that's coming out, honestly. I pretty much did this in chronological order as much as I could. Like I said, there's a lot that are to be determined or they have a projected month that they're gonna come out but not an exact day. So for the most part, it's in chronological order, although all the to be determined ones will be at the end of the video. So settle in, grab a snack, grab something to drink really quick. Here we go. Before I start, I want to say a quick thank you to my creepy patron peeps. Thank you so much for your support of this channel. If you're interested in finding out the perks to being a creepy patron peep, you can follow that link in the description box as well as the link at the end of the video. All right, so first movies of 2018. This is always, I feel like the past 2 years have not been great, at least for me. Like the first movies of the year have not been great. January 2017 was The Bye Bye Man and January 2018 was The Forest, and I hated both of those movies, so we'll see. I'm trying not to get too hype for these movies just in case I'm let down. On January 5th, we're supposed to get Day of the Dead Bloodline or Bloodlines. I think it's just Bloodline. A small group of military personnel and survivalists dwell in an underground bunker as they seek to find a cure in a world overrun by zombies. And from what I can tell from some articles and stuff I skimmed, this is meant to be in Romero's zombie universe. Obviously, it's not going to be directed by Romero, as he has sadly passed. We all know this. And it's for that reason that I'm not super stoked about this. It's, you know, it's Romero without Romero. So I feel like, if anything, there's going to be a lot of critical eyes on this movie. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Next, also meant to be coming out on January 5th is Insidious: The Last Key. For me, this one has a 50-50 chance. Obviously, I liked the first Insidious. I feel like a lot of us do. In terms of its sequels, wasn't a huge fan of the second one. I didn't think it was awful, but I just didn't like it as much as the first. And I ended up really liking the third one. I think I liked it more because it wasn't a continuation of the same story. I think that's why I didn't like the second one so much. So this one is meant to be the same thing, like it's meant to be another story within that same universe, obviously with Lin Shaye as a repeating character, which I'm all for. I love Lin Shaye, so it's got a 50-50 shot with me. I hope it's good. I will just say that, I hope it's good. So next up on the 19th, we have The Midnight Man. The IMDb summary reads, a girl and her friends find a game in the attic that summons a creature known as the Midnight Man, who uses their worst fears against them. Not a super descriptive summary, but it sounds interesting. It looks like an interesting premise. It looks kind of like, you know, like A Nightmare on Elm Street meets Jumanji a little bit. So it looks cool. It has Robert Englund and Lin Shaye in it, which I'm kind of about. I'm in. You know, I'm listening. I'm here. On the 26th, we have Death House. So, like I was saying, yes, the screenplay was by Gunnar Hansen originally. So the summary reads, during an exclusive tour, a power breakdown inside a secret prison known as the Death House sends 2 agents fighting through a labyrinth of horrors while being pursued by a ruthless army of roaming inmates. As they fight to escape, the agents push towards the lowest depths of the facility, where they learn a supernatural group of evil beings are their only chance of survival. Just the plot alone worries me a little bit, but the movie is set to have a star-studded cast. It has Kane Hodder, Dee Wallace, Michael Berryman, Tony Todd, Bill Moseley, Sid Haig, Adrienne Barbeau. Who else is in this? Barbara Crampton, Felissa Rose. Like, that alone, I think, has got everyone just literally squirming in their seats for this movie to come out, so we'll see how that goes. On the 26th also, we're meant to get Primal Rage. A newly reunited young couple's drive through the Pacific Northwest turns into a nightmare as they are forced to face nature, unsavory locals, and a monstrous creature known to the Native Americans as Oma. Yeah, so basically, the creature, from what I've read of some articles about it, it may or may not be Bigfoot. I mean, it is in the Pacific Northwest, which is Bigfoot country. So, I mean, I'm just like, new Bigfoot movie, I'm listening. February, so far, the only thing I could find coming out is, on the 2nd, I'm sorry, is Winchester, the House That Ghosts Built. Eccentric firearm heiress believes she is haunted by the souls of people killed by the Winchester repeating rifle. That sounds like a crazy headline. This is supposed to be a take on the Winchester house, or mansion I should say, which I won't get into the real story because the video is already going to be super long, but highly suggest you look up the real story because it's awesome and crazy. So it looks like it's going to be a play on that. It's starring Helen Mirren, so I don't know, it could be really awesome. I just feel like it's going to be one of those movies where we watch it and it'll be okay, but the real story is going to be much cooler. You know, with stuff like this, like, you know that they're gonna dramatize, you know, any little tiny detail. So I feel like it's just gonna be a little overly dramatic. We'll see. In March, on the 9th, we're meant to get The Strangers Pray at Night. The summary reads, a road trip to visit relatives takes a dangerous turn when a family arrives at a secluded mobile home park that's mysteriously deserted until 3 masked psychopaths show up. They're meant to be the 3 masked psychopaths that we know from the Strangers movie. Yeah. I did see the trailer for this a little while ago. Somebody shared it with me on Twitter, asked what I thought about it, and basically my initial reaction was, this looks like it's going to be nowhere as good as the original. I wasn't excited about it when I first heard they were going to make a sequel, and I'm not excited about it now. I think they should just leave it alone. The Strangers is a great movie, and I don't, some sequels are good, but I just feel like I don't understand why we feel the need to create sequels for anything that is like a somewhat popular movie. Like, oh, this is really popular, everyone's liking this, let's get a sequel out right away. I mean, I do understand why people do that, because money, but we're just like, come on. And I know you can just say like, well, Vicky, just don't watch the movie and just pretend like it doesn't exist and then you'll be happy. But I can't. In April, we're supposed to get A Quiet Place. The summary reads, a family lives... Whoever wrote this, like, the English is bad. A family lives in an isolated existence in utter silence for fear of an unknown threat that follows and attacks at any sound. I feel like that like little 1-sentence summary kind of makes it sound dumb, but I watched the trailer and I don't know, it just looks really cool. It looks super unique. Doesn't look like something we've seen before, which makes me really excited, you know. In a world of remakes and sequels and prequels and things like that, I like anything that it just sounds like it's unique and it's not a sequel or a prequel or whatever, or remake. I'm excited about it. So, and it stars John Krasinski. Come on. Right, then in May on the 18th, we're meant to get Slender Man. The summary reads, terror strikes when unsuspecting victims cross paths with a tall, thin, horrifying figure known as the Slender Man. Basically, I'm kind of just like, enough. Like, like, just give it up. He's not scary anymore. I feel like we've just had like a series of people trying to make a scary Slender Man movie, and everyone that I've seen has just been not, like, just remarkably unscary and bad. And I just feel like anything that was scary about the Slender Man is now ruined. It's just, you know, it's just not scary anymore. Just leave it alone. This one, we were meant to get on the May 31st, but now it has moved to 2019. It's called Abruptio. I'm not really sure how you're meant to pronounce it. I don't know, it looks really cool. I'll just read the summary anyway. I know it's meant to be 2018 horror, but I'm really looking forward to it. I will wait a whole another more year. The summary reads, Les Hackle is a guy down on his luck who wakes to find an explosive device has been implanted in his neck. He must carry out heinous crimes in order to stay alive while trying to identify the mastermind manipulating the now twisted and strange world around him. Sounds like something between Battle Royale and Phone Booth, and I'm about it. I think this has a few big names in the cast also. I remember seeing the news that Jordan Peele signed on. Robert Englund is supposed to be in it, so is Sid Haig. So I was just writing down movies, and it looked like, you know, at that point it was still coming out in 2018, and then when I compiled this list today and made it more organized like I showed you, which you probably didn't even really see it. Anyways, doesn't matter. I saw that it's set now for 2019, but I thought I would include it anyway because I'm really excited about it, even if I have to wait one more year for it. Of course, on July 4th, as we have been getting every July 4th weekend for the past couple years now, we're getting another Purge movie. This is supposed to be called The Purge: The Island. The summary, super short, just reads, the film will be a prequel that will focus on the events that led up to the very first Purge event. Yeah, so I mean, that sounds interesting, I guess. I didn't see the third one yet. I still haven't seen it, so I don't know. I don't really have like feelings on it. The second one I was excited about. I remember saying, like, before it came out, like, I was like, this is the Purge movie I wanted to see in the first place, like people being stuck outside during the Purge, but I ended up not liking it that much, so we'll see. Okay, she's staring at me and I hate it. Okay, so then on July 13th, we're meant to get The Nun. My eyes are actually watering. Like, I'm actually really scared of this image. I do not like the image of The Nun. Like, she gave me nightmares when I first saw The Conjuring 2. Like, I'm trying not to look at my screen. So the summary reads, God, stop staring at me. The Nun is obviously a spin-off of a character in The Conjuring 2, the nun figure. I don't know why I'm so scared by her, but I really am. The summary reads, a priest named Father Burke is sent to Rome to investigate the mysterious death of a nun. And we did get a little glimpse of her as well in Annabelle Creation. We saw that she had a tie-in with the Guardian of the Orphans in Annabelle Creation. And in August, this doesn't have a date yet. Oh no, I lied, now it does. August 3rd. We're meant to get The Predator. Now I'm confused. So on IMDb, it just says a remake of the 1987 sci-fi film Predator, but every article I've seen says something a little bit different. Like, so on Wikipedia, it says it's meant to take place between Predator 2 and Predators. So I don't know. And then I saw an article where the director was like, it's not a prequel, it's not a sequel, it's not a remake, it's not a reboot. Then I don't know what it is. Surely it has to be one of those things, you know, if it's like, he was just like, it's just in the Predator universe. I'm like, I don't know. Not that excited about it, if I'm being honest. And on August 10th, we're meant to get Meg, which is a shark movie. The summary reads, after escaping an attack by what he claims was by a 70-foot shark, Jonas Taylor must confront his fears to save those trapped in a sunken submersible. So it looks like they're kind of taking off from what 47 Meters Down did, which could be interesting. I thought that was a unique concept. It's meant to have Jason Statham and Rainn Wilson in it, which I'm really flippin' excited about. Love me some Rainn Wilson. I don't know, it's a shark movie and they don't have a good track record with me. They're just not usually my cup of tea. Yeah. So I don't know, we'll see. I will say the posters for it make it look really good. Like, I'm trying not to get too hyped for it because I don't want to be disappointed. But the posters and the images for it, like, look awesome. Oh, I'm sorry, it's the Meg. The Meg. So probably like Megalodon. It's gonna be short for Megalodon. Duh, why didn't I get that before? Stupid. And on the 22nd of August, we're meant to get Cadaver. The summary of that reads, when a cop who is just out of rehab takes the graveyard shift in a city hospital morgue, she faces a series of bizarre violent events caused by an evil entity in one of the corpses. First thing that I think of when I read this is it sounds like a Autopsy of Jane Doe ripoff. So we'll see. Then on that same day, we're meant to get Victor Crowley, which is obviously the main slasher of all of the Hatchet films from Adam Green. The summary reads, 10 years after the events of the original movie, Victor Crowley is mistakenly resurrected and proceeds to kill once more. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I love the Hatchet films. I'm excited for this one. I hope it's good. It's coming out on October 12th. Supposedly is also the same name as a music festival apparently. So it's called Hellfest. The summary reads, the film is set on Halloween night at a horror theme park where a costume killer begins slaying innocent patrons who believe that it's all part of the show. So that sounds awesome. I'm always all for Halloween themed horror movies. The only problem I have with this that makes me really nervous about it is that it's directed by Gregory Plotkin, and the only reason I know his name is because he directed Paranormal Activity: The Ghost Dimension, which at least for me was the stupidest fucking thing that I've ever seen. Maybe not the stupidest, but the end of that with the whole like, yeah, I mean, if you've seen the movie, you know how dumb it is, hopefully. I really hated it. If I can find the video or my review of it, I'll put it up there because I think I just went on a huge rant about how much I hated it. So that makes me a little bit nervous. But you know, I don't know, he could knock it out of the park. On the 15th, we're meant to get Something in the Dark. The summary reads, through mysterious eyewear, a blind woman can see ghosts. Glimpsing death itself, she must discover why it has come for her. I don't know, that kind of reminds me of like 13 Ghosts a little bit, and like maybe a little bit of The Eye. Sounds interesting. That's all I can say on it. There's not a whole lot of information on it yet, so it sounds interesting. And on the 19th, are we still even getting Halloween? I don't know. I've purposefully just like stayed away from any news on that. But I think I heard through the grapevine we might not get it until 2019. I don't know. So sorry if I can't really speak on this. I've purposefully stayed away from news on it. I'm kind of just like, I'm trying to be excited about it, but at the same time, I'm just trying to kind of be like, I'm getting a little bit tired of all these huge iconic franchises just keep on going and going and going, and I feel like people are just so critical of them, and like the recent ones are just not doing so well. Maybe Friday the 13th is the exception, but even then, you know, people still, you know, they don't like it as much as they like the originals. So I don't know, I kind of wish we'd just like leave those iconic franchises alone. You know, just let them be. Just let them be and have their iconic spot in history. It's not like people are gonna forget about them. I don't know. And this is all just me talking without having any information on the film, so you should just, you know, take it with a grain of salt. So now we're getting into TBD territory. These ones don't have any release dates yet, but I'm excited for some of these. First one that I'm really excited for is called Tragedy Girls. The summary reads, a twist on the slasher genre following two death-obsessed teenage girls who use their online show about real-life tragedies to send their small Midwestern town into a frenzy and crap. And cement their legacy as modern horror legends. Sorry. I don't know. It just sounds really fun. It's meant to be a horror comedy. I don't know. I feel like all of us horror girls out here are going to be able to relate to these characters so much. They're death obsessed. They have an online show about scary things. Hello. That's us, you guys. I'm really excited for it. Watch the trailer. I'm super hyped for it. I hope we get a release date soon. I just really want to see it. And by release date, I mean like US release date. It's not available to see anywhere here. It's been released already. I just want to see it. Then we have The Cured, which is meant to be kind of a different take on zombie films. The summary reads, a disease that turned people into zombies has been cured. The once infected zombies are discriminated against by society and their own families, which causes social issues to arise. This leads to militant government interference. Sorry. I mean, it sounds cool. It sounds cool. It sounds like it's gonna have like a lot of just like socio-political commentary in it for sure. Just reading that summary, I'm like, wow, this is that. I feel like it's gonna be kind of heavy with symbolism, but we'll see. We'll see. Next in the TBD department is Slice. And it's meant to be a horror comedy. The summary reads, when a pizza delivery driver is murdered on the job, the city searches for someone to blame. Ghosts? Drug dealers? A disgraced werewolf? So basically this movie sounds batshit crazy and I'm kind of into it. Like, I don't know. I'm just intrigued. Like, I'm really intrigued. These ones are to be determined. We could potentially not get them. I don't know. I feel like some of these are gonna end up not panning out. But regardless, I'm not excited about them. So first is A Nightmare on Elm Street, which is like the only news we really have on it is a second remake of the original Wes Craven horror classic is being planned at New Line. 2 thumbs down. Do not want. Did nobody learn from the last remake? The last remake sucked ass. Fine if you disagree with me, but I think it sucked ass. I hated it. I hated it. Yeah, I'm just not excited about it. The only thing that could even like pique my interest a little bit is if Robert Englund would be coming back for Freddy Krueger. But even then, I'm still gonna be apprehensive because they just destroyed that remake. It was awful. So all of these pretty much, like I said, they're not super concrete except for one, so they don't really have summaries. There's also talks of a Wolfman remake coming around, you know, the Universal classic movie monster picture. Yeah, so we'll see. It's just meant to be a reboot. I hope it's good. Then there's meant to be The Invisible Man remade again. I mean, I hope it's good, but at the same time, I feel like in terms of like special effects, like for the time, those special effects still look really good. In The Invisible Man, you can watch my review of it here. I was way blown away by the special effects back then in that movie. And I'm kind of just like, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Then there's talks of Interview with the Vampire / Vampire Lestat remake. I don't know if they're gonna blend the two. And I couldn't tell from all the news like articles that I saw on it if it's meant to be a TV show or a movie. Or maybe there's gonna be a TV show and a movie. I don't know. If they're blending the 2 books, if they're blending The Vampire Lestat and Interview with the Vampire, I hope they're gonna do a TV show. Because that just is gonna give them more time to cover all the areas of the books and stuff. If they try and cram those 2 books into one movie, I feel like it's gonna be crap. But at the same time, I'm kind of just like, do we really need to remake this? I don't know. Then Finally, in the TBD department, we have Nosferatu, which I'm just not excited about it. This one is like probably the most concrete remake. I think they actually have a cast and everything now. Yeah. I don't know. Again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We've had so many vampire movies, and Nosferatu is just a classic. I don't want to see it touched. Just don't worry about it. I mean, technically you could say it's been remade thousands of times because it's Dracula is what it is. So overall, which movies am I most excited for? Victor Crowley, A Quiet Place, Tragedy Girls, and The Midnight Man. Those ones I'm pretty excited about. I have pretty high expectations for them, so I hope they don't let me down. Those are just ones I can't help be excited about. I'm just excited about them. I'm least excited for all of those remakes that I just talked about. I'm not excited for any of them. I'm hoping that they don't pan out. I know that's mean of me to say, but I hope they don't pan out. Nosferatu is most definitely coming because I think they have a trailer already too and a cast. The rest of them though don't have anything, so just don't do it, guys. Just don't do it. And then the wild cards, which the wild cards are ones that it's like, the wild cards are ones I don't want to be excited for because like I'm intrigued and I really want to like them. Like when they come out, I really want them to be good, but I don't want to get too excited just in case. And those ones are The Meg, Hellfest, Death House, and Primal Rage. Yes, I did talk about Primal Rage. I really want to like those ones, but I'm apprehensive. So I know this was a long video. Thanks for sitting through it. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below what you're most excited for in 2018 in terms of horror movies. Let me know which ones you're least excited for. And let me know if I missed anything. I know I didn't talk about Candy Corn. I don't know when that's set to come out. I am excited for that one though. If you haven't heard of Candy Corn, definitely go look it up. It seems like it's gonna be a really awesome movie. Yeah. I don't know. You can find me at all the social media places. Those links are in the description box. You can find me at my blog at nymermaven.com, on Morbidly Beautiful as a contributing writer, and you can also find me at patreon.com/nymermaven if you want to support the channel. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here and become a creepy peep today. I post videos Monday through Friday. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye!